we are all set, and I believe we are, allow me first of all to welcome you all to the joint presentation today that we are going to have related to the effort to develop and launch the legal aid application, which was generously supported by the German government and GIZ in close collaboration with the German embassy here in Sarajevo. Prior to, as I will be moderating today's event, and prior to giving the kind of a introduction into the overall picture and the reasons why we started developing this, let me first say the few words related to the generous support that we had received from the German government and the GTZ or GIZ, with whom we've been collaborating quite extensively. As you all are aware, the federal government, German federal government, has been very extensively supporting Bosnia and Herzegovina and its citizens, primarily on the path towards the EU accession. Apart from the support, direct support to the government, that support also goes to the citizens of Bosnia and Herzegovina. The partner, GIZ, recognized as early as March and April 2020, when the COVID pandemic started throughout the world, recognized the needs of Bosnian people to reach out to be supported in a kind of a legal arena, primarily accessing legal aid, and knowing that the pandemic has caused a lot of turmoil and a lot of obstacles in accessing the Bosnian judiciary, the administration in general, legal aid as such, has proven to be very resourceful and good way of communicating with people, trying to kind of easy the process of average citizens to primarily primarily received a certain information about the legal information and issues that they had been dealing with at the time, and also to try to navigate their way through the current system and everything that COVID pandemic and the measures imposed by the different governments actually meant. At the time, as I said, we were approached by the German government and the representatives of the GIZ, and we received the invitation to jointly start developing, prepare and develop the legal aid application, which would primarily enable people to reach out and deal with the legal issues that were primarily at the time causing certain problems, or were actually the issues of their primary focus at the time. As I said, the German government has been very supportive of the overall process, and as I also said, the German government really recognized the need to support Bosnia and Herzegovina and its citizens in accessing justice and exercising their basic rights, especially in the such troublesome times caused by the pandemic of Corona. German government, apart from this support, has been very much supportive throughout the years. For the last 25 years, the German government has seen a lot of direct investments in improving the Bosnia and Herzegovina overall economy, but also directly supporting the well-being of Bosnia and Herzegovina citizens. To that end, I would now give the opportunity and the floor to very dear guest of ours, the ambassador of Germany in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Madame Margret Maria Huber. I hope I pronunciate the name well. Ambassador Margret Huber has been serving in the has quite extensive diplomatic career in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Germany, and we are actually very happy to have a person with such a professionalism and dedication serving in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We had seen that the Ambassador Huber has been very much involved in a lot of issues in Bosnia and Herzegovina, but we had seen a lot of involvement in the rule of law arena, and as such, I think that not better guests would be actually welcomed and desired to deliver the opening speech for the legal as much as the Madame Huber would be. So without any further ado, I would give floor now to Ambassador Huber, and Madame Huber, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I hope you can hear me. Yeah. Thank you. Good morning. And let me show you the pronunciation of my last name was perfect. I'm very happy to join you today for the launch of the Legal Aid app, exceptionally from my home office. Normally, I prefer to work in my office in the embassy. Over the past year, all of us have been severely affected by the corona crisis. The crisis has put us all in front of enormous challenges, and I'm afraid it will continue to do so in the foreseeable future. The uncertainty that came with the pandemic has hit all of us, but most vulnerable groups have been affected the worst. Domestic violence, economic insecurity, labor rights violation to social benefits, the number of areas where legal protection is needed for citizens is large and has even increased in the course of the crisis. Therefore, access to legal services and an understanding of one's own right and knowledge about them is more crucial than ever. Hence, the German Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs has supported Vaša Prava VIH Association, one of the leading non-governmental and non-profit organizations in matters relating to civil rights and human freedoms, with a bit more than 100,000 euros in the context of fighting COVID-19 consequences. The GIZ implemented the project together with Vaša Prava Association within the framework of the Open Regional Fund Legal Reform Program. In close cooperation with the Ministry of Programming, the GIZ has been able to develop a legal aid app that is now available as website and mobile application in both Bosnian and English. This app is the first of its kind in Bosnia and Herzegovina and will contribute to keeping citizens informed on a factual basis and allow them to identify misrepresentation and disinformation, not only in the context of the pandemic. Citizens can directly ask questions through the app regarding any legal issue that they are facing. Attorneys working for Vaša Prava BIH Association will provide them with responses to their question and refer them to the next legal aid office in case longer-term assistance may be needed. Citizens can now receive free legal aid under the laws applicable in Bosnia and Herzegovina. This service will remain at the citizens' disposal, not only during the crisis, but also beyond. The promotion of good governance and the rule of law, as you said correctly, are core elements of German development cooperation activities. In these areas, we are working closely with all levels of government. At the same time, we strive to ensure that all citizens have access to justice, particularly members of the disadvantaged and marginalized sections of society, through access to quality legal services. Therefore, we are proud to support the development of the legal aid application in Bosnia and Herzegovina, which will support all citizens, especially the most vulnerable groups. I wish you great success with this app, and I'm looking forward to see the impact it will have on the daily lives of citizens in this country. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Madame Oeber, for the this fantastic opening speech, pinpointing and emphasizing the key issues that we were actually having in mind when developing this legal aid application. And also thank you nevertheless for the significant support that we had received from the German government and German embassy here directly. And I wish you to understand that the development and investment made in development of this legal aid application is definitely reaching far beyond the project itself. It will definitely enable the citizens of Bosnia and Herzegovina, especially those disadvantaged, to reach out and seek the legal aid support, and primarily focusing on exercising their accessing and exercising their basic human rights. I had also mentioned during the opening speech that we had closely collaborated with our dear colleagues from the GIZ. That collaboration is also been very extensive. Years ago, we had been, as an organization, collaborating with the GTZ. Some 15 or 20 years ago, especially focusing on the issues related to the administrative justice in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And that collaboration continued ever since, and kind of naturally we reached out towards each other beginning of last year, beginning of the pandemic, COVID pandemic in Bosnia and Herzegovina, to brainstorm and develop the idea about how to enable people of Bosnia and Herzegovina to easy access and be given an opportunity to receive an online counseling and legal aid support in terms of exercising their basic human rights and freedoms. With that intention, as I said, our colleagues from the GIZ have been very helpful and resourceful. And I would now like to give a floor to Madame Schumann, who is the sector fund manager from the Open Regional Fund for Southeast Europe legal reform program of the GIZ. And I hope to hear something related to our very first initiative and the idea development. And with that in mind, now I give a floor to you, Madame Schumann.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank Warsaw-Brava for the invitation to this presentation and congratulate them and also their partner Ministry of Programming for the very successful completion of the development of this legal aid application. And let me also echo the thanks for the German government for their gracious support. When almost a year ago, COVID-19 hit us all hard and unexpectedly, we were thinking how we, as a rule of law project, could support the Bosnian society. We could not provide masks and other technical equipment, but we understood that the people here, but also the people in Germany, became insecure about the sheer amount of new regulations and restrictions that were sometimes hard to understand and changed on a daily basis. People started to lose their jobs and to worry about their future. We were wondering who is helping the population in that matter, especially when personal contact is risky and limited. And this is how we started to partner with Warsaw-Brava to develop the idea of the application we launched today. But also beyond this pandemia, we are very much hope these times will be over very soon. The application will be of great use for everyone. Ensuring legal aid in criminal, civil and administrative matters is critical for empowering poor and marginalized people. So is access to legal aid for material and custody cases, labor disputes, and property and inheritance issues. Legal aid helps people to assert their rights and contest cases of discrimination. It contributes to enhancing people's trust in the justice system. Legal aid can also assure that people have access to information and about their rights, entitlements, and obligations. But access to justice is not something that will easily be achieved. It's important that the population knows about their legal aid services and that can be accessed without administrative hurdles. This website and mobile application provides services without high barriers for everyone, in particular for the most vulnerable. GIZ Open Regional Fund for Southeast Europe Legal Reform is proud to support access to justice for all on behalf of the German government through the effective provision of legal aid services with the mean of this legal aid application. And we wish Warsaw-Brava a lot of success with the implementation of the app. We hope a lot of people in Bosnia and Herzegovina will be helped to get legal assistance and advice and eventually their right. We are convinced that the great work of Warsaw-Brava will contribute to the enhancement of justice overall. Thanks a lot, and back to you.
Thank you very much, Madame Schumann, for these nice and lovely words and for praising the work of Warsaw-Brava. We indeed, as a legal aid NGO working throughout Bosnia and Herzegovina, in early beginnings, try to actually bring justice to people where they actually live. Our intention has always been focusing and working out in the field and bring kind of a justice or at least legal information, legal advice to people living in remote areas, in areas of Bosnia and Herzegovina where they cannot easily actually exercise, primarily be informed about the rights, and secondly, know how to reach out and exercise the rights guaranteed for the citizens of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Working throughout the country for the last 20 plus years, we have actually learned that communicating with the people in a different way would definitely be kind of overcoming the challenges that we had seen in this communication, and especially in the times of pandemics, in the times such as the coronavirus pandemic has caused, where people living under different measures imposed by the governments are basically left without the proper information, without the information on the basics of the measures related to pandemics, how to deal with the challenges, etc., but also issues related to exercising basic human rights. The variety of the legal issues that we have been dealing within the civil and administrative arena of Bosnia and Herzegovina has been growing ever since. And as I said, trying to establish and find the different channels of communication with the people, especially in this modern age or century where literally everybody is focusing on kind of online communication. We definitely recognize the potential beyond this project, and we are more than grateful that the German government, together with the GIZ, and you working in this particular program, has actually chosen Vaša Prava, together with the colleagues from the Ministry of Programming, to be the kind of pioneers or leaders in bringing the justice to the people directly to their homes, only a click away. We were definitely looking, as I said, not only in terms of the corona pandemics, we were looking for the different ways of communication and channels, and the communication that we have developed with our beneficiaries has proven to be good, but not so, I would say, reliable, and it was basically focusing on direct liaison or direct link with the people whose human rights we were kind of protecting, or to whom we were providing legal aid in general. But then with this project, we definitely realized that there would be different challenges that we were facing earlier on. Different challenges that we were faced earlier on would be easily tackled if appropriate tool, an online tool such as legal aid application and the mobile application is developed and then shared, communicated with the people as one of the, I dare to say, secure channels of communication, protecting basically every aspect of the individual, such as personal data, etc. It also enabled us to definitely reach out to the vast population of Bosnia and Herzegovina, knowing now that they can, just by a simple click on their mobile phone or on their computers, easily access us, communicate with the different offices of Vaša Prava, communicate directly in sense of explaining in a message what their legal problem is, also find the answer on the application in the form of questions and answers, part of the application that we've also developed, but also find the general useful information in the application itself, just by logging in and scrolling throughout the different content that is actually developed and provided for the citizens of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Without further talking into the details, my idea now is actually to hand over an opportunity, or to give opportunity to our dear colleagues from the Ministry of Programming, who were the IT company, obviously, that was selected in the bidding process to develop and help us launch the legal aid application. I must say that the process was conducted in a relatively short period of time. The bidding process and the bid that we received from the colleagues of the Ministry of Programming was actually selected, and as early as the selection process was selection and awarding process was completed, we actually had a first meeting, and I must say that within the first few minutes of our introductory meeting with the Ministry of Programming, an IT company, and their staff, we already kind of knew the shape and the eventually the visibility of the final product. Now I would give the floor to our colleague Elma from the Ministry of Programming. Elma Bočák was actually a team leader working closely with Vaša Prava and the colleagues from the GIZ. And parallel to this process, she was actually communicating all the different aspects of the idea and the development of the idea and the launching of the application itself. So now I would like to give the floor to Elma Bočák, who would probably guide us through the legal aid application and the context itself, and what it actually, what challenges and what it actually meant in their perspective, development of this interesting tool.
Thank you, Emir. Dear all, on behalf of my company, Ministry of Programming, I would like to thank you all for attending this event. We've been developing this application for 12 weeks. During that time, we had around 35 team meetings where we shared knowledge, experiences, success, understanding, and laughter. I would like to thank whole team. Thank you, GIZ, and amazing Fahira Brodlia for understanding and being there for every step of the way. I would like to thank once more to Vaša Prava and our dear Emir Prcanović and Dragan Bujanović for the extraordinary contribution, patience, and the time that they've invested in this application, but also in us to deliver you this product. I would like to thank my team, Ministry of Programming team, who made this, I would say, excellent product. First, thanks to our tech lead, Almira Krjić, our senior front-end developer, Marina Bošnjak, our product designer, Aleksandra Rikić, site reliability engineer, Kenan Hrnić, quality assurance engineer, Eldin Šemović, and our vice presidents of business and operations, Asim Halilbašić and Tarik Hamzić, respectively. Thank you all. We've been working so closely together as a team to deliver this product. Every new product building brings certain difficulties, successes, fails, and every new product for us is win. We've learned so much from this product, and we will be happy to apply that knowledge in future products. So thank you for making us better. From our point of view, we've done easier part of the job. Now it's left for you to raise this product, do what's best for it, and learn from it, and let others learn of it. All this previous period we see as a start of great cooperation for the future, and we hope to meet you all on some other maybe product building or upgrading this one, since there are a lot of things that and a lot of ideas to how to upgrade this product. So thank you all. On the whole this time during the presentations, you've been seeing on your screens the web application, Free Legal Aid application that we've built. So I don't want to repeat myself that we've developed this during COVID-19 pandemic as a response to COVID-19 for all citizens, so that they can find information about their legal rights during the COVID-19 pandemic, but also not only the legal rights, but verified informations and news that could be really useful for them in everyday life. Beside this, we've realized that we could actually build something that's sustainable and that could be very useful even after this pandemic finishes, hopefully soon. So this app is something that we can actually use it after this pandemic finishes. It's already mentioned that this app is built in Bosnian and English language, but it's also built in two alphabets, Latin and Cyrillic. So that all citizens can actually approach. So I will choose English language for now so that you can follow me. In this first part, we have this COVID-19 information. So everything that you need to know about your rights during COVID-19. Hopefully my internet connection is okay and you're seeing all this very well. So this part is, let's say, basic for this COVID-19 informations. For us is also important to mention that we have now a list where we can find, for example, we can search legal aid providers. We would encourage all citizens to approach to this platform and to use it, but we give a slight, let's say, advantage to those who are really in a need of a free legal aid. What's important is that we have Vaša Prava offices here, and they are now offering that free legal help. But Emir, correct me if I'm wrong, we have other free legal aid providers. So any office in Sarajevo or anywhere in Bosnia, or individuals who are attorneys and would like to work some pro bono, or they think that they could work something for free, I mean, like offering free legal aid, they could contact Vaša Prava, and they will get admin permissions, and they could be here also listed as potential legal aid providers. It is important to mention that if we have, of course, more legal aid providers, that we can more users can get help in a faster way, and so on. We have here.
If I may just briefly interrupt you and add a few things related to this section of the legal aid application, at least the legal aid providers. Parallel to process of developing and launching the legal aid application as such, we had also started negotiations, hoping that toward the end of March of this year, we will sign the kind of a memorandum of understanding, at least with the state sponsored legal aid providers, such as cantonal legal aid offices or legal aid offices of Republika Srpska, in order to get them on board. So far, some of them have acknowledged their willingness and kindly given us permission to list them as the legal aid providers. But as you can see, that they cannot be reached out via online. Our idea is actually when we conclude the memorandum with these state-sponsored legal aid providers, is actually to also incorporate their emails or electronic addresses where people could be sending their legal aid queries directly to that particular state office. But so far, I mean, apart from this, we have all of the offices of Vaša Prava throughout the country available on the list of the legal aid providers. Thank you, Alma.
Great, and that's great news. So what we can do here is, besides finding information about address, clicking on the map so it leads us to address, we can send message. Sending messages, so here I can say, hi, this is Test. And we can send message. However, we can send a direct message from a landing page if we click here, or maybe I can choose here some other provider, maybe Banja Luka, so I can also say hi. Hopefully they should ignore this. Also on the landing page, we have we can send also messages from many other places, because we really want to encourage our users to use this application in a way that to directly contact the legal aid providers. What's important for us is that we have this section for documents for download. So if we go to this part, we can see a lot of categories and subcategories, and we can choose, or maybe we can search for something that we are interested in. Some of the documents we can have only in a view mode, because they're not really for sharing, or you can ask Vaša Prava to send them to you, but other documents we can simply download and use it for whatever we download it for. Okay, so we can search all those documents here. So it's easy and accessible. I believe that you've already noticed that design is really modern and very simple, and everything is kind of clear what should be done next. So design is clear and simple, but still the app is kind of really complex. What we have here is you can always check if you're eligible for legal aid. So it's a quick questionnaire where I can maybe just like fill this up. So I don't, and send this questionnaire. So it says I do not meet basic requirements for free legal help. But as we said before, we still encourage users to send us message. So if we have time, if we have resources, we will be glad to answer. And that's why it's for everyone, not only for one part of the citizens. What we can here see are the latest news. Those are not really only related to the COVID-19, but are related to all other everything what's interesting.
Again, if I may interrupt you on the previous section, just to add a few more kind of explanatory thoughts on this eligibility criteria or eligibility questionnaire. It was structured in a way together with the colleagues from the Ministry of Programming. It was actually structured in a way to encourage people to number one, receive legal aid and the full of scope follow-up legal aid activities, primarily for those who are in kind of a destitute or situation that is obviously not satisfying kind of the basic needs. What it means essentially is that only those who are in a destitute situation would receive the full scope of legal aid, apart from the basic information, query on their case, explanation on their case, the legal path or avenues they can resort to resolve, as far as to, for example, representation before the courts or before the administrative bodies in order to exercise their basic rights. Second part of the section is actually enabling everybody, regardless of their status, regardless of their current sort of economical situation or financial situation, to receive the necessary information or explanation related to their legal problems. But in the essence, the application is actually has been designed and guided with the thoughts of this being a tool for communication and online support to really destitute people who are in need, compared to those who, let's say, at a particular point of time are able to provide for and pay for the legal services. But nevertheless, even if you are in the situation, for example, to financially bear the costs of legal representation or lawyers' engagement, you still can receive an information and answer related to your legal query or legal question that you had raised.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emir, for help. Please feel free to interrupt me anytime. You know this better from the business side than me. What's unique for our application are those frequently asked questions. So we've decided to build our own base of, let's say, anonymized answers for the problems that we resolved. So for example, if one user sends us a message with some problem, so we will be in the process of solving it for weeks, months or so, but after it's resolved in total, we'll write a short brief and just like put it here as a if what someone asked and what was the answer, how was the process, and that maybe can help to some other people who are in the maybe similar situation. We are aware that every legal problem is unique and not all of the things can be applied to every problem solving, but anyway, it's something that we've decided to build, and we'll see later how can it be used in maybe even better purposes or so. It's also when we were talking before, here you can see the user categories, I mean that are we can provide free legal aid for them. So we have the page for our donors, and I'm not so sure if I've missed something. I think that's the app. That's the main features that we have here. Of course, every user will use it in its own unique way, and we always encourage it. In the terms of use, you have email from the Vaša Prava offices. You can always send feedback. You can always send if you have some problems. You can always ask even about the app or anything that you need. For us, it's important to verify this product in the next 6 months or so that we can collect as much feedback as we can, as much ideas how to maybe upgrade this product and make it even better later for our users. I think that's everything from me. If you want me something else, let me know.
Thank you, Elma. Thank you for guiding us through the visual and also through the part of the actual content legal aid application. As you had actually pointed out at the beginning, we strived, or we were looking to develop legal aid application that would be easy to use, user-friendly, kind of a incentive or encouraging people to reach out. And I think, driven with that idea, we've successfully negotiated different stages and managed actually to provide the answers to all of our sometimes it were thorny questions and requirements from Vaša Prava, but I think that in general, colleagues from the Ministry of Programming, led by you, Elma, have actually been very resourceful and very supportive, but also kind of stood in our shoes for that particular time, trying to understand the best way possible how to resolve some of the issues and the requirements that we actually had. You have stated the names of all of the colleagues from the Ministry of Programming that collaborated with us, and I also use this opportunity to greet them and praise their work individually, but also as a team to contribute to eventually have this fantastic tool that will improve the work of our organization, but also other legal professionals who join the legal application and start working beyond the actually this eventual project cycle, or even after the Corona ends. What our primary task or the aim to achieve in the next few months is to make it as much popular and kind of reach out to the number of beneficiaries. For obviously this was designed for the people to use, and if it's to judge by the current interaction and the level of interaction that we have with the actual legal aid application, I think that we are already on a good path to achieve our first goal, which is basically creating the pool of people on a daily basis who would be using this as one of the tools to communicate their legal problems and channel their legal questions towards our organization, but also other legal aid providers. Secondly, second aim is actually to make it a little bit more popular among the professionals in legal arena in Bosnia and Herzegovina. As we said at the beginning, our idea is actually to encourage the private attorneys, private lawyers, together with the colleagues from working in the state-sponsored or state-run legal aid centers, such as cantonal legal aid centers, such as Legal Aid Center of Republika Srpska, to go on board with us with this legal aid application, and eventually become also potential users of this application, communicating directly with the people to whom they are actually providing legal aid to. It has always been a desire and I would say the idea in the very beginning to, for example, have the private lawyers working kind of a pro bono, or dedicating a part of their work to a pro bono contribution on the number of the cases for which, for example, Vaša Prava are not specialized in. We definitely do not specialize in a criminal arena or in a criminal law, But for that reason, we are also developing the network, and hopefully within the next few months, we will have the list of the colleagues, private lawyers working in the criminal law arena, providing either online columns related to the frequently asked questions, or even pro bono legal aid in these criminal matters. What we actually wanted to achieve, or where we see the potentially the kind of a desirable aim, or the goal that we wish to achieve overall with this legal aid application, is definitely by now recognized by many of the stakeholders. And I'm glad that all of the participants, primarily Madame Huber, the German ambassador in Bosnia and Herzegovina, but also Madame Schumann from GIZ, have actually recognized the possibility to use this tool beyond the project, eventually designed primarily to serve as the corona relation tool, or passing on the information related to the current challenges and developments in the corona pandemic time. For us, we see it as a tool that will be utilized and used even beyond this time. Hopefully, and eventually, corona pandemic will end. We will have a number of people who are actually directing our offices via legal aid application. And I mean, it is natural that the more people interact, the words would be spread around user-friendly tool that is available to citizens of Bosnia and Herzegovina. And if it's to judge by the current level of activity or engagement with the people, we can be, so to say, satisfied, although we still have people who are resorting to communicate with our organization directly via email. Some of them are kind of reluctant to fill in the different parts of the application and fill in the eligibility criteria questionnaire, thinking that it might jeopardize their personal data or their personal information. But I think the more we liaise and interact with the people, the more information they would be receiving about this being the tool actually enabling people to reach out for the legal aid without any abuse of their personal data. And obviously they will not be shared with any of any of the institution unless really needed in order to resolve the question at stake. But I think we had managed to, how to say, compile different stages and different aspects of this legal aid application into one useful tool, and primarily to enable people to start using it, to start interacting, and hopefully that number will kind of only grow. What I shared as an information with the colleagues yesterday is that by now I've already received a few kind of informations from colleagues of mine who are working in the legal aid, in the human rights arena, so to say, who were sending me the message saying, oh, we've used your the new legal aid application in order to scroll and download some of the documents, such as analysis, legal opinions, or some of the kind of a case law judgments that such kind of content that you are publishing on your legal aid application. And some of them said, you know, finally, you know, you have a place where to go. This is kind of a small, I would say, step, but it's a good notion that even the legal professionals are actually now resorting to downloading or logging into the legal aid application. And one of our idea or goals that we want to kind of achieve is actually to make the download section of variety analysis, legal documents, case law, legislation such as laws and bylaws available for the legal professionals, hoping that as a, so to say, mini database or the content within the legal aid application, it will actually by time expand and be kind of a resource center for all the legal professionals who are looking for potentially some interesting parts of the decisions, legislation, excerpts, whatever, legal analysis, etc. As I already said, for us, I mean, it was definitely the challenge, but luckily we were we had so to say good guidance, guidance that we received and knowledge shared from the colleagues working in GIZ. And I had completely forgot to praise and give a big thank you to our colleague from the GIZ, Fahira. She was really there whenever needed, directly liaisoning and communicating and sharing her knowledge and the thoughts and the ideas for which she was at the time convinced would serve the best cause or the best aim that we jointly strive to achieve. Again, Fahira, thank you very much, and I think it's been for both of us, not only for Ministry of Programming, but also for Vaša Prava, superb ideas and knowledge and everything that you shared with the team. I dare to say that definitely the inputs you have provided also kind of influence the final the shape and final look and the content of the legal aid application that we have. Where to go from this and what we anticipate in the future. I mean, beyond this, as I said, beyond the corona pandemic, which will eventually end soon. You might notice on my voice, and not, I hope it will end soon, because I was also affected. I mean, up until yesterday, I was also in isolation together with the rest of my family. We were all COVID positive, but despite the fact I was in the isolation, I was actually very eager and happy to see that the legal aid application, I kind of put myself in the position of people that commonly reach out to our organization, and I actually realized how good application it is and how resourceful it is for all those wishing to address our offices. And as I said, beyond the scope of this sort of project and the idea of provision of basic information in corona pandemic time, we definitely wish to see this being the case beyond the corona, and we wish to see this as a tool that will facilitate people's access to legal aid, legal protection, and also by providing this kind of a legal aid protection, we want to kind of reinforce and strengthen in general people's trust toward the justice system in Bosnia and Herzegovina, justice and administrative system in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We definitely believe that the application will provide very kind of a interactive tool with the different maps on the existing legal aid organization, provide the basic contact information, and enable users to learn not only what are the eligibility criteria, but also to learn how easy the application process is actually functioning, and how friendly as a tool it is developed for the people in general. What we also intend to continuously work on is actually the using the legal aid application as the new modus or new mode of communication with our beneficiaries, especially the ones living in the distant areas of Bosnia and Herzegovina, for which everyday legal aid and information are not actually so easy accessible. This will primarily target that population and population who are very much destitute. Needless to say that we have been, ever since the organization was actually established, we had been working with the most destitute parts of and most destitute people and the groups of Bosnia and Herzegovina society as such. And unfortunately, the number of people over the years has grown, number of people requiring legal aid and support. And you see that especially in the light of the recent developments related to the sexual violence and other beneficiaries, we are actually very much happy to have been able to develop this tool, which will again enable us not only to reach general beneficiaries that we have been targeting, but also persons or individuals who wish to report, for example, the sexual harassment cases, receive legal aid information, receive the information on how to direct them, how to exercise their protection, etc. And I think that thinking in the, as I said, the recent developments related to the numbers of cases that are popping up and reports on the alleged sexual harassment and sexual violations, we are hoping to provide with this tool, with this application, we are hoping to provide individuals with the appropriate, I would say, follow-up activity and legal support. We are very much happy to have been working in a team with the GIZ, working in the team with our colleagues from Ministry of Programming, to be able to actually benefit from developing this tool which will, as I said, definitely be serving several aims or several goals of Vaša Prava future endeavors or future ideas. And as I said in the beginning, the time is definitely changing. We see more and more people resorting to, I don't know, resorting and wanting to receive the online legal aid, the online legal aid and legal support compared to the previous times where we had more people actually storming offices or mobile teams of our organization and on daily basis wanting to reach out. I think that the corona pandemic has also, apart from all the bad things that it has caused, it kind of served the general idea of this project, and that is basically to enable people from the comfort of their home, within their own private sphere, I would say, to reach out and get the legal support in the times that is needed, and especially in the times where people are actually prevented from moving and traveling in the country. I think this is really the essential or the crucial parts and bits that I wanted to say. I don't know if any of the colleagues want to say anything else about it, apart from maybe asking my colleague Dragan, who could just briefly guide us through the current statistics numbers that we've had on the legal aid application so far.
Well, thank you, Emir. I'll be very brief. So far, we didn't have that many direct inquiries to the web application, maybe 25 all in all. As a matter of fact, we didn't properly advertise the application, as we are waiting for this presentation and this event. Part of that, each of our, basically, it's important to say that each of our 9 offices received a couple of inquiries to the web application. So this introductory period is very important for the staff of Vaša Prava to familiarize themselves with the application and how they actually work in the system and how they interact with the users of the application. But also, it's as Emir also said a few moments ago, people are not so comfortable to share their information through an online system. They still prefer to use email and telephone and other means of communications to contact us. So they basically get the information how they could contact us, and they get our emails and other contact information from the web application, and they just send us an email and call us. So in future we are trying to combine this web application with several other IT solutions that we are working on right now, as the call center that we are developing in cooperation with UNHCR and some other systems. So we plan to have a complete AI solution for working with the most vulnerable population of Bosnia and Herzegovina. So basically, in short, through application, we received some 25 inquiries and another 50 through email and phone calls.
Thank you, Dragan. I don't know if any of the colleagues from MOP, GIZ wish to give a few closing remarks or words. If you do, please, I mean, the floor is yours.
Perhaps. Thank you, Emir. So Tarek Hamzic, VP of Operations from Ministry of Programming. I would like to greet you all and thank you for the wonderful presentation from you and also the other colleagues that were presenting today. One of the interesting facts and the reason why MOP decided to take a local project here in Bosnia and Herzegovina is that this was completely connected with the SDG goals also. So this is SDG 16. And we did not do it on purpose, but when we tried to formulate the team and make the team for this product, it happened that the full team members from the beginning were female colleagues. So speaking about SDG 5, yeah. So this is something that happened for the first time in MOP. We are really happy that we took part of this. I'm sure this will be a sustainable project itself, platform itself, that it will develop. I'm sure that Elma also and other colleagues share the MVP knowledge to all of you, and that we need to iterate and iterate to have the product evolving, and that at the end, when we have a meeting in 6 months or in 1 year, that we will again see how this story evolved. Again, a big thank you for the colleagues from GIZ, Fahira Brodlija and Misjana Schumann, our neighbors here in the Importane Center also. So it was a pleasure doing business with you and cooperating with you. And I'm sure that we will have a chance again to meet and discuss some new opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, Tarek. I don't know if Madame Schumann or perhaps Fahira would like to say a few closing words or remarks before I eventually adjourn this today's presentation.
Let me just say quickly also thanks a lot to Fahira from my side, because she was the main power behind that in our team. And without her, we couldn't have done it. So I was basically just a little bit steering, trying to put the dots together, but I think she did a tremendous job. And I'm very happy that you're also very happy with how you work together, and that it was a pleasure for all of us. And I would hand over for the final words to Fahira. Maybe she wants to say the goodbye words.
Yes, I would just add, I'm also very thankful first for all your kind words. It was a real pleasure. It's the first time I've been engaged in something like this. And working with such professionals on both sides has been very empowering for me as well. And seeing this final product is also amazing. So I'm looking forward to hearing about the actual success once we do this promotion and once people start using it more and more. I'm looking forward to future iterations of this and potential upgrades to this app. But until then, I wish you all the best of luck, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you all, the colleagues from the GIZ, Madame Oeber, the ambassador of Germany. Thank you also to colleagues who decided to participate in today's event. Definitely for us, from our side, we want to kind of advertise as much as possible, and within the next few months, it will be one of the challenges that we are going to tackle, trying to advertise this new legal aid application as much as possible, not only in the online world, but also through different media, different channels of communication with our potential beneficiaries or users of the legal aid application. And I sincerely hope that in the time ahead of us, we will be proud to say that the legal application has definitely justified all of the resources invested in and the cause or the aim it was actually developed for. Hoping that in the future we'll have slightly bit better statistics, and the people for whom it was actually designed would become more encouraged and decide to actually log on to the legal aid application and continue using it as a user-friendly tool, which will basically provide for the numbers of legal aid answers and legal aid support for them. With this being said, once again, I wish to thank you all for participating and hope that you all remain healthy and that we all see each other hopefully with the new or next legal aid application review process within next few months in a little bit more relaxed and hopefully in a direct mode rather than this online, the world that we've been living in for the past year. Again, wish you all the best. Thank you very much for dedicating the time and professionalism to work with us. And let's just hope that we continue our good collaboration, striving to support people who are in need in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Thank you very much.